will look to ice this game for the Spartans. Some offense-defense substitution. Carmen Jeremy getting ready to come in after the first. First free throw, nothing but net. Rachel Warden is good. Jeremy in offense-defense replacing her shoe. The second one is true. Rachel Warden. Chelsea Johnson has 2 threes tonight. She's back in now. She'll look to potentially pull the trigger for Eckerd. They're down by 6. No time for error if you're Eckerd. 15 seconds. They need points. They need them bad. And that is not what Eckerd wants, going for 2s. They need 3s. The Spartans will let them have this all game. 5 seconds to play, 48-44. Spartans in the driver's seat. They are on the verge of going 3-0. And wow, a player control foul here on Stasia Titer. Now, if you're the Spartans, do not foul. Do not foul. There is only 4.8 seconds. Worst case, Eckerd hits a 3 and you're up by 1, and there will be maybe a second or 2 left once that ball goes to the net. Do not foul if you're the Spartans. Anything but that. Let Eckerd play this out. 3, 2, 1, ball game! Spartans win! The Lady Spartans improve to 3-0. They defeat the Eckerd Tritons 48-44. The Tritons fall to 2-1, and your Lady Spartans continue to improve day in and day out. These Spartans come in on a mission, and they edge out another thrilling game. It was Faith Sanders, folks, in her first game leading all scorers with 12 points. Stasia Titer leading all rebounders with 7 rebounds. And Carmen Jeremy leading all players with 3 assists. As we look forward to the next game, we have the men of Eckerd and Tampa getting ready to tip off. Both of these teams come in at 2-0. We'll have Jack Ike on the mic for the 7:30 game. I'm Connor Moore. Thanks for joining us at this first game. The Spartans defeat the Tritons of Eckerd College 48-44. Stay right with us, folks. We will resume in roughly 20 minutes. It's the men getting ready to tip off. We will see you in 20 minutes.
Good, man. It's nice when they do that. All right, we got to get to the right game here. Is that it? Yes. Men. I don't want live events, I want stats. Video. Does that say live stats? That's what we want. Make things, the letters way too small for me these days. There we go, that's the right screen. All right. No, wrong game. Eckerd, Tampa, men. That's men here, right? Yes. That's better. I'm fine. I'll probably go grab a hot dog at halftime.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Oh, this was the women.
Is
I
that
have this.
men's notes?
Yeah, this is the kid that's out right now.
Yeah, he's not. He's redshirting.
Yeah, the back. He looks bigger than 210, man. He's not.
Yeah, he's put together pretty well, isn't he?
Yeah, he has to be like 220.
All right, I'm turning the mic up.
And welcome everybody to the Bob Martinez Athletic Center on the campus of the University of Tampa. Tampa Spartans men's basketball as the Spartans get ready to jump into Sunshine State Conference play, taking on the Eckerd Tritons. Jack Ike along with DeCarlo DeVoe, and we are jumping into conference play, and we're only 4 days into the season.
Well, I will tell you this, this conference opponent tonight, Eckerd College, they have always been a tough opponent, but Tampa, they showed resiliency this past weekend with, 2 close wins and one going into overtime. So therefore, they're battle tested already.
Both teams coming in 2-0, and as you mentioned, the Spartans averaging 95 points a game, thanks to a 90-point overtime win, a 90-point game and an overtime win, and a 100-point game on Sunday.
Yeah, they're scoring some points right now, but when you get in the conference, you hope to score that same amount of points. But this Eckerd team, they're known for their toughness, their scrappiness. So we hope for Tampa to be able to get some of that point production tonight. And one of the keys I feel is keeping Nick Marajan out of foul trouble.
It's almost a crosstown rivalry. Tampa to St. Pete, just across the Howard Franklin Bridge. And here are the starting lineups for today's game. For the Tampa Spartans, Duke Shelton, number 2, a 6'8 senior from Ocala, Florida. Number 5 is Freddie Ibrahim, a 6'3 junior guard from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Number 11 is Marcel Robinson, a 6'6 senior from Montego Bay, Jamaica. Number 25, Pat Bacon, a 6-foot junior from Indianapolis, Indiana. And number 34 is Nick Marajan, a 7'1 junior from Serbia. Spartans are coached by Richard Schmidt. Assistant head coach is Justin Pekka. For the Eckerd Tritons, they will be starting number 3, Marco Behori, a 6-foot junior from Seminole, Florida. Number 20 is Keyshawn Ingram. Ingram is a 6'1 senior from Tampa, Florida. He went to Steinbrenner High School. Number 23, and I've been practicing this name, is Paulius Zabilivicius. I practiced it, but I still got my tongue tangled there. He is number 23, and he is a senior from Lithuania. Number 24 is the leading scorer on the team, Drushan McLaurin, and he is a 6'5 junior from Jacksonville, Florida. And number 32 is Trayvon Young, and he is a senior from Wimama, Florida. Head coach is Tom Ryan. Assistant coach is Alan Corbin. Again, both teams coming in with 2-0 records. The Spartans winning over North Alabama last Saturday and then beating Alabama Huntsville on Sunday. Eckerd beat Delta State University and the University of West Alabama. So both teams playing regional opponents coming down to the Tampa area to play. Both felt they had pretty good competition.
It was almost like a prelude to the tournament.
Duke Shelton will be jumping center along with Trayvon Young. Spartans got 31 and then 30 out of Duke Shelton and Pat Bacon last Sunday.
Great point production. When as Marcel, as he gets going, they're even going to be more formidable.
Duke gets the tip. Those are DeCarlo DeVoe numbers.
I appreciate that, Jack.
on any given night. Spartans win the tip in the white jerseys, moving left to right. Shelton up top finds Ibrahim. To the corner to Marcel Robinson, who still hasn't quite found the stroke yet. Drives the lane, it bounces off. Controlled by McLaurin.
At least he didn't settle for the 3. Tough drive, an intermediate shot. That was a good shot.
Long jumper on the way from Ingram. In and out, goes out of bounds, and it will be Eckerd's ball.
Tampa had to rebound 2 Spartans on the ball, but they outfought each other and gave the ball back to Eckerd. They got a call for it.
Pass inbounds to Ingram. McLaurin. Got the pick from Zabilivicius. Ingram, a little floater, and Nick rips it down. Marajan. Nice forward.
Keep that ball high. Freddie almost had a steal as he he's Johnny on the spot, but he missed it, but luckily UT recovered.
Steal on the play, coming down to the other end is Young. A little runner off the glass, no good. Rebound McLaurin, up and in. First points of the game, and Eckerd leads 2-0.
Good defensive play by the big man for Eckerd. Nick is just going to have to, just when he sees that ball coming, just fight for that ball and keep the possession for UT.
Nice give it go. Pat Bacon lays it up on the assist by Marcel Robinson.
Way to get going, Marcel. If you can't score, then make the assist.
Up top, they swing it to the side. Bounce pass to Ingram. Bahori looking. McLaurin dumps it inside. Oh, and Nick, there's that foul that you don't want to have.
Yeah.
We talked about that before the game, and when you're 7-1, they're just going to call that no matter what you do.
But what he did, he was in good defensive position, but he wrapped his right arm around the waist of the opposing player for Eckerd. Has to be careful now.
You just don't want to get that second one too early in the half, because then you sit. Young, jumper, off the glass, no good. Bacon pulls it down. Pat heading coast to coast, left hand, or left side, I should say, missed it. McLaurin to the other end.
Strong take by Pat. He almost went coast to coast with it.
27 on Saturday, 30 on Sunday. Duke Shelton's going to go, lays it up, laid it too far, but he got a foul. He's going to shoot 2.
Strong take by Duke. The defense was backing up. They were indecisive, so he attacked, and now he's shooting 2 at the line. Good job, Duke.
It's one of those where the ball handler, Duke, has to decide, do I pass? Do I keep going? And he made the right choice.
Right. You got to read the defense. If the defense commits, then you give the ball up. If they decommit, then you got to keep going. He missed the first free throw, but let's go, Duke.
Missed the first. Spartans were automatic at the free throw line on Sunday. Hit 40 of 45.
That's great shooting in any league.
Pat Bacon, 18 of 18. Nice little trap by the Spartans. Jumper from a long way away, and Zabilovicius hits it.
That's a low-arcing shot, but he looks, to be pretty accurate with that top-of-the-key three-pointer.
Marcel Robinson, top of the key to Ibrahim. Bounce pass into Nick. Lost the ball.
It's tough to throw a bounce pass like that to a big man. You got to throw that ball up in the air to hit him in the hands. Don't have him reaching down too low, bringing it down to the opponents.
Trayvon Young drives the lane, puts it up with the left hand and in.
Nick is going to have to back off that guy a little bit and make him shoot from the perimeter and challenge a shot. Don't let him get anything going to the basket.
7-3 Eckerd. Pass into Nick. Nick has it knocked out of his hands. Foul called, and it will be on Keshawn Ingram.
Nice high-low entry pass.
Just looking at the stats for Trayvon Young, who at 6'5", his task is to guard Nick Marajan. They list him at 6'5", and for the season, only 2 games to account for at this point. He's shooting 41% from the floor, 7 of 17. Missed 5 3-pointers. So, 41%, maybe, like you said, dare him to beat you from 12 feet.
Right. Now, he's a big guy now, 6'5", 260. He's almost like a defensive end.
Nice drive to the lane, puts it up and missing, and finally goes back in. Bahori.
UT is going to have to clog that paint. We can't allow drives like that.
9-4. Give and go. Freddie Ibrahim up and rolls away. Fighting for it is Shelton, but taken away by McLaurin. Up court to Ingram. Back to McLaurin. Top of the key. Pick from...
Good defense, Freddie. Way to get over that pick.
Ingram back out. Zabilovicius. Ingram.
Quick on the trigger. Long rebound.
Chasing it, Duke, and he comes up with it. Kept his balance, stayed in bounds. Just 4 minutes into this game, 9-4, Eckerd. Bacon, looking, pumps, puts it up and in.
Good shot. Way to take your time and gather yourself, Pat.
Bacon with 4 points now. And it's a 9-6 game. Little 2-man ball off the foot of Bahori, goes out of bounds. Anthony Gamble getting ready to come in for the Spartans.
My guess is he'll be coming in for Nick Merjan to prevent that second foul. Let him rest a little.
Anthony Gamble coming in for the Spartans from Riverview, Florida, Newsom High School, local product. So 9-6, Spartans trailing. Tropical Smoothie Cafe is their menu, boasts bold, flavorful smoothies with a healthy appeal, all made to order from the freshest ingredients. Toasted wraps, sandwiches, flatbreads, and bowls all are made fresh with quality meats and cheeses, fresh produce, and flavorful sauces. They're located downtown at 200 North Tampa, and that is just over the river, not through the woods though, just over the river from UT. Over that time of year, over the river and through the woods.
I'll tell you this, it's not really wintertime in Tampa at any time, but it's a little chilly tonight, Jack.
Yeah, it is.
I have a little windbreaker on.
My daughter and I, we call this Florida cold.
Gotcha.
We're from Wisconsin.
That's where it's bitter cold.
That's bitter cold. It's cold.
And congratulations to your Badgers.
10-0.
Up to the number 5 spot.
5 spot.
Right.
Finally beat a team that was ranked. I mean, their schedule's been pretty soft, but the problem is you got to play who they schedule you in the Big Ten West.
It's not their fault.
Stinks.
But they've done their part.
Yeah, so all you can do is win. And then hope it works out. Bacon with another great drive. I tell you what, if he's not getting points from the free throw line, he's getting them on layups lately.
I think Pat's number one attack has to be going to the basket. The jump shot should be secondary or tertiary.
He's got 6. Then the jump shot comes when they expect you to drive.
Exactly.
9-8 now with 15 minutes to go first half. McLaurin spins to the lane, and Duke Shelton says, get it out of here.
I wish he would have just went up and caught it. You mentioned how Bill Russell always kept the ball in play for his teammates to retrieve the ball. He was so high up, he looked like he could have just extended with his left arm and popped it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But good block, Duke.
Yep. Bill Russell always made sure he deflected it, if he could, to a teammate. Because he said a flashy block.
3 seconds.
And it was a shot clock violation.
Partially blocked by Gamble because it was, partially blocked. It was about 5 feet short. So good defense, Anthony Gamble.
9-8, Spartans down 1.
With the chance to take the lead right here on any type of score.
Bacon across the timeline. Bahari on him. To Ibrahim. Steal Bahari. Ibrahim tries to stop him. He goes up. Nice D. Saves it right to Young and lays it in. 11-8.
Freddie is normally a sound player, but what he did on that pass, he didn't have enough of a passing lane.
Yeah.
And the defense, all he really did was stick his hand out, and voila, the ball was right there. He has to be a little more tactful on those passes.
Triton. The Triton's coming down court. Bahari finds McLaurin. Off the glass, rolls around and in.
One thing with this Eckerd team, you got to beat them. They don't give you the game. You got to beat them. They're tough, they're scrappy, they're resilient, and they keep attacking. Tampa has to be careful, sorry, Jack, not to get down.
Now, I know this conference has changed over the years in the makeup of teams and things like that, but Ibrahim rims in and out, fighting for it. Eckerd was a conference member when you were here, too?
Yes, they were.
Okay.
A very tough conference member, I might add. The head coach for Eckerd, Tom Ryan, actually played against my older brother Drexel.
Really?
Yes. And he actually was the assistant coach for Eckerd as I played as a member of the UT men's basketball team. Great guy. And you know what? Several months ago down in Clearwater, I was invited to an open gym by the ex-Magic player Jerry Reynolds.
Yeah.
I walk into the gym and there's Tommy Ryan and they're playing. So he still can play. You know, he was a player. And he's tough, you know, and the image of who he is as a player, he transcends that into his teams.
Is that Jerry Ice Reynolds you were talking about?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you know all of his background. He ended up with a good NBA career.
Oh, yes.
He committed to the Wisconsin Badgers.
I remember that. He told me about it.
Couldn't get into school.
Okay.
And so he went to the local junior college. It would be like going to St. Pete College.
Okay.
He went to Madison Area Technical College for a season, and I still don't think qualified. And so he ended up at LSU, was it?
And as you say, LSU, there's a guy over there in a shirt that says "Go Tigers."
Yeah, I see that.
Right.
But that's not Jerry. A little shorter, a little wider. 15-8. Spartans need some points. Bacon spins in the lane. Oh, put it up a little short.
Left it short. Good drive, though, Pat.
Bahori gets it down to Morrow. Blake Morrow now in the lineup for Eckerd. Morrow, a sophomore from Sarasota, Florida.
And don't foul him because he's shooting 90% from the line.
Yep. Bacon tips it away. That ball almost went in the basket. Back out to Young. Shot clock did not no, they did give him a reset.
No, because the ball did hit the rim after it catapulted off the backboard.
Jumper by Bahori. Off the rim, and a few players go tumbling down. Duke grimacing as he's helped up.
And the foul is on Duke.
Into the lineup for Eckerd is Myron Haggins, a 6'7 sophomore from Ocala, Florida. And Nick Marijan coming back in. Duke Shelton's going to sit.
I didn't really see the tie-up. I know Coach Schmidt was questioning him as to what went on because he definitely doesn't want his star players sitting on the bench too long next to him.
Just one foul, though. And there's a push-off. I believe that's going to be on Haggins. Spartans hit the road this weekend, but they stay in conference play. Tampa will be at Nova Southeastern. So who was in the conference when you were playing? I know it changes. It's been dynamic over the years.
When I was there, it was of course, Eckerd,
St.
Leo, Barry. Lynn wasn't there as of yet, but Rollins, Florida Tech.
Okay.
Palm Beach, we played them, but they weren't in the conference.
They're officially joining the conference this year.
Right. And Florida Southern, of course.
Okay. Bacon drives, hitting the head, still puts it in. Pat Bacon with 8.
Shaking Bacon.
8 of the 10. Need a little more balance.
The other guys will catch up. He's just taking the lead right now, Jack, as he should. Freddie with the reach from behind as he's gotten a few steals doing that, but you don't want to make a habit of that because it breaks down the defense. He allowed his guy middle penetration into the key of UT, and that breaks down the whole defense.
This is the under 12 timeout, so we'll tell you about DP Dough. Delivers cheesy happiness on and around college campuses, including right here at UT. For calzones, wings, and breadsticks, order online at dpdough.com. They are open late. And Rebuilt Meals, whether you are a competitive athlete wanting to tone up or just love flavorful, healthy food, our meals are built to feed your body with the proper nutrients that will fuel your active lifestyle. Enjoy fitness-inspired meal plans with Rebuilt Meals. Visit rebuiltmeals.com. Take a look at the conference. 2 games into the season, everybody still playing non-conference games. This is actually last year's standings as Eckerd tied Barry for the conference championship last year. So a fair amount of returning players. So that's why Eckerd is considered a conference title threat this year.
Right.
Barry and Eckerd were 13-5. Rollins was 12-6. Tampa finished 4th, tied with Palm Beach Atlantic at 10-8 last year.
And just to give everybody that's listening a quick overview on how tough this conference is, Barry in a preseason game beat Auburn. Right. Yeah. And Auburn is, everybody knows who Auburn is if you follow college athletics, whether it's football or basketball.
Yep. Inbounding it, Ingram, he has the ball.
Flex
pass inside, he lost it.
He pushed off a little, Jack.
Yeah, he did. Morrow missing the 3. Spartans fight for it, but it comes down.
Good rebound. Way to go up and get it amongst the trees, Pat Bacon.
Mackay Biffle into the Spartan lineup.
Yes, that's who I call the Spart.
And he has been for the Spartans. Bacon with the ball. 7 on the shot clock. Gamble, 3 on the way. Off the back of the rim. Quickly down court is Morrow. McLaurin lost the dribble, found it again, missed the shot. Bounces out to Ingram, and he finds Morrow.
Tampa has to find a way to secure that rebound. We can't give that back to Eckerd after a guy misses a 2-foot layup.
Ingram deep 3, but rebounded and taken away this time by Shelton. Mackay Biffle, a sophomore from Indianapolis. You look at the Eckerd lineup, and they are about 75% pretty much Florida kids, but local Florida kids, not from much more than an hour radius from the school.
Well, it just helps to show you, the level of basketball in this area.
Biffle in the land of the Giants misses the shot.
I wish he would have kicked that out, but it's a tough layup. But make him play defense.
Oh, driving a lane is Abilivicius.
Eckerd has now built a 7-point lead. UT is going to have to get a score here, Jack.
17-10 now, halfway through the first half. Gamble to Biffle. Biffle drives the lane, cut off by Morrow. Little stutter step off the glass and in.
I like that. He cleared his way, and he wasn't amongst the trees. Nice up and under fake, and 2 points off the glass. Good shot, Mackay Biffle.
17-12. Ooh, off the give and go. Little backdoor play gets McLaurin the bucket.
Marcella's going to have to be a little more alert. Eckerd is a quick attacking team, and he's going to have to keep his knees bent and ready to go for defense.
8 now for McLaurin. He's leading the team in scoring after 2 games. He had 27 points on the season, so 13.5 a game average.
Eckerd right now just came back in with 2 subs.
And then they bring Young back in. They also bring in number 22, Travis Blanco. Driving the lane, Morrow. Missed a shot, rebounded Ingram.
Eckerd right now seems to be getting all the loose balls.
They are, the 50-50s. Missed, but Duke rips that one down. Bacon driving the lane, trying to spin, ran out of room, kicks it to Biffle.
Kick it back out. Good decision. Kick it out.
Nice drive. Feeds Biffle. I think
that's a block.
And that's what, he got the block. The foul is going to be on number 25, Haggins.
That should be his second.
You knock Haggins down, you've done something. He's 6'7", 230, and looks as solid as a rock.
Okay, we need these points, Mackay, so we need 2.
First free throw, no good.
What I noticed, Jack, a lot of people, they release the ball with a nice release, but they drop their hand on the follow-through. You have to keep that hand up. Let that ball come off those fingers and guide that ball. Don't drop your hand until the ball hits the rim and see it through the net.
So basically they're not following through.
Amen.
Missed them both. Alberto Moreno into the Spartan lineup. He is from Gran Canaria, a sophomore. Island off of Spain. And Biffle for the Spartans to the other end. Skip pass to Ibrahim. Passes up the shot. Now puts it off the glass and in. Looked like he wanted to pass, but they went over to Shelton. So
that was a crafty shot.
Yeah.
I like that.
Into the Eckerd lineup at the last timeout was Andrew Stafford, a junior from Fort Worth, Texas. And that is him on cue. Misses the shot, and Shelton rebounds. Rebound number 4 for Duke. And Alberto Moreno with the ball. Inside to Shelton. Double teamed. Looks, fades away. Tipped by Biffle. He's fighting for it. He lost control of it and taken over by Young.
It's funny, right on cue after the last game, I told Duke he was going to start to see double teams.
Yeah.
And he saw a double team just now against Eckerd. But what he did, he is very talented, but with that, he has to kick that ball out and allow his team to find one of the open teammates on the double.
Ooh.
You got to throw that up near the rim, Makai.
If you notice, Duke gave him a little signal up a little higher. 7:22 to go first half. We're going to take the under 8 timeout. Clean Eats is a new cafe located at 3838 Neptune Avenue, and it's open till 7. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle featuring healthy sandwiches, wraps, bowls, and smoothies. The place to go is Clean Eats. And Jersey Mike's, we offer a sub above with the nearest location at 2121 West Kennedy in Tampa. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. And the Courtyard by Marriott is simply refreshing, located at 3805 West Cypress here in Tampa, an official host hotel of the University of Tampa Athletics.
Yeah, it's right that Marriott is actually right next to one of my favorite sports bars in town, Brick House.
Okay, yeah.
That's a very nice, very comfortable seating at Brick House, and the food is also nice. Great service.
Tell Gil to give him a call.
You know what?
Get him on this list.
I know, I will.
All right, Spartans come out. It'll be Ibrahim, Moreno, Gamble, Shelton, and Biffle. So Shelton will be the only starter on the floor for the Spartans. I take that back. Ibrahim started. 2 of the 5 starters on the floor for the Spartans.
This is a new lineup for the Spartans, but it looks like a hustle lineup, so let's see what they do.
McLaurin drives the lane, off the glass, missed it. Rebound, Duke Shelton. Rebound 6, and we're only 13 minutes into this game. Moreno between the rings. Lost the ball and taken away. Bahori. That one just kind of slipped out of Alberto's hands. Pat Bacon on cue gets ready to come in.
Yes, he is. We can't give the ball to Eckerd. We're already playing at a 5-point deficit. I know Alberto wish he could have had that one back as soon as he released it.
Ingram. Skip pass actually taken away that time by
good hands.
Young.
Good strip, Duke, and right to Makai Biffle. Nope. Pull it out, Makai. Get it out.
And he finds Ibrahim. Says, let's settle down. We got plenty of time. 19-14, a low-scoring game. We probably won't hit 90 tonight.
Yeah, Eckerd has a way to force the tempo. You know, they keep you in that, in a struggle.
Pass to Biffle, off the glass, and it was fouled. Young went up with him, and Biffle laid it in and got the foul.
Right, nice assist by Moreno. Made up for the turnover.
You were talking about Eckerd getting a lot of the 50-50 balls to this point. They have 26 shots so far in the game. Spartans just 16.
Wow.
And they have out-rebounded on the offensive end 6-1 over Tampa.
If UT wants to have a great chance at victory tonight, they're going to have to change those stats.
19-16, Bahori drives the lane off the glass, tipped around. Moreno tipped it, but I think went over the back of Bahori. And that's exactly what they say. Biffle is out. Pat Bacon back in. Almost a steal by Shelton. Jumper on the way by Young. Off the front of the rim. Tipped around. McLaurin gets it. Off the glass. Tipped again. And finally into the hands of Anthony Gamble.
Are there 2 Duke Sheltons? I think he gambled for the pass.
And then one got the rebound.
Yes.
I thought the same thing. Did I miss something?
Good recovery, Duke.
He's defying the space-time continuum, I think they call that. Ingram trying to go the distance. Hands off to McLaurin. Tipped up in the air by Young and in.
UT's making a bunch of uncharacteristic turnovers right now, and we need to protect that ball.
And giving another offensive rebound to Eckerd as well. Moreno to Shelton, 21-16. Eckerd by 5. Moreno drives the lane. They let him go through, and he threw it in.
Good shot, Alberto.
I think he was as surprised as anybody that he went into the pack and came out of the pack.
Right, it's like when Moses parted the Red Sea.
Exactly. Timeout, I believe called by Eckerd. Yes, it was. We'll tell you about the Pizza Hut. Boy, that sounds good right now, huh?
Yes, it does.
We got 4:41 before I think we can get some. Call them here in Tampa at 251-3399, and you will get your pizza delivered right here to UT today. And if you're thirsty, grab a Pepsi. It is the official Spartan soft drink.
Now, one of the keys, Duke has his first foul, and right now he only has one foul, but Nick Marajan has been sitting out. I think, because Eckerd has a very small team, it may not be the proper matchup for him right now. So, Coach is playing a little small, so he has a better, quicker lineup to match up with the Eckerd Tridents. But don't get it twisted. Nick will be back in this game contributing. We need that 7-1 frame.
21-18, Spartans down 3. About 4.5 minutes to go in the half. With a backdoor give and go, knocked out of the hands of McLaurin.
We got to be aware of that back cut. We got beat on it one time already for a layup.
McLaurin, and I think that's going to be a foul on. Who are they calling it on? They're calling it on Connor Jenkins, a 6'7" freshman from Fort Myers.
He didn't keep his feet set on the screen.
Bacon across the timeline. Jostling in the lane. Bacon top of the key. Into Shelton right around the free throw line. Passes back out. Shot clock. Now at 10 and a whistle called. And I think maybe 3 seconds on Shelton. No, they're calling Duke Shelton for backing in. Off the ball. That'll be foul number 2.
Wow, it looks like he was just trying to establish position.
Yeah.
I don't know if I particularly agree with that call, Mr. Ref.
Bahori on the drive, goes tumbling down and is fouled on the way in. And they're calling it on Shelton. He picked up 2 in the matter of 20 seconds. I'm pretty sure they called it on Shelton.
Let's just wait to see. I hope it wasn't on Duke.
I thought they said on Shelton.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's 3. He was getting ready to be subbed for Marcel Robinson, but that's maybe one of those that you avoid.
Yes.
All right.
That can play big dividends down the stretch for Eckerd, that is.
Under 4 media timeout, so let's give a big shout out to Dr. Selman and Gasser and Florida Orthopedic Institute and their sports medicine team. They keep our players safe and provide athletic training services and medical care to University of Tampa student athletes. And stay at Crown Plaza Hotels and Resorts. Crown Plaza Hotels, this place to meet.
Now, right now, it's going to be tough to, replace Duke. That's tough. Picking up his 3rd foul with just under 4 minutes left to go in the half. It's going to be interesting as to if Coach, he's probably going to start him in that second half. But Eckerd recognizing that they're going to go at him, and they're going to try and force that 4th foul early.
So the 2 big men for the Spartans, Nick Marajan with 2 fouls, got them in about the first 4 minutes of the game. And now Duke Shelton with 3 fouls, picking up his last 2 within about 20 seconds of each other, just a minute or 2 ago.
Right, and as I mentioned to you earlier, what hurts the depth for UT at the forward position is the fact that number 22, Brent Duncan from Atlanta, Georgia, is redshirting this year due to a back injury. And, he's an impressive athlete. I saw him last year as a freshman. He's kind of built like a tight end.
Yes.
And he's a good athlete. He's tough. And, right now we can use him, but he's not available.
Bahari hitting the free throw. Both of them, 23-18. Under 4 minutes to go, first half. Moreno across the timeline. Marcel Robinson in. And almost a steal. Now it is a steal. Goes out of bounds.
And despite having 9 turnovers at home, UT is very fortunate to only be down 5 points, Jack. Don't you agree?
No doubt about that, yeah. Turnovers, offensive rebounds, well in favor of Eckerd. They're 8-1 on the offensive boards now. And then the Spartans turn it over 9 times.
Those are just hustle points. It doesn't show up on this. Well, it does show up on the stat sheet when you get an offensive rebound, but they just seems like they want it a little more.
Marcel Robinson rips down the rebound. Quickly up to Bacon. See if he drives. He does. Puts it off. Blocked. Blocked by Ingram, and he comes back the other way. Dishes off to Bahari. Finds Morrow.
He didn't have a lot going to the basket right there, but he was trying to force the issue, but a good defensive play by Eckerd.
Inside to Young, backing down Marcel Robinson, off the glass and in.
That's a tough matchup because he's a big boy down there.
Especially now that he can either look someone in the eye or be taller than the player guarding him.
Right.
He's solidly built. That tight end physique you were talking about. Biffle tries a runner, has it blocked by McLaurin. Tries to come the other way, but Marcel Robinson got there and took it away.
We have to get a good shot right here, Jack.
2.5 minutes to go in the half. Spartans have 2 for 11. Back out to Ibrahim. Eyeing it. Shot clock to 10. Robinson a deep 3 off the rim, no good.
The three-point shooting woes for UT continues.
They're 0 for 3 today, though they've limited the damage by not shooting as many as they have previously. 1 for 18 when they played up at Florida a week and a half ago. Young, nice job by Ibrahim to get in the passing lane. Hands off to Bacon, and he's fouled by Morrow.
UT has to get in the bonus. They're 1 foul away.
25-18. We're in conference play. Nobody's scoring too many points.
It's always a grind in the Sunshine State Conference. Well, no, actually, Jack, that foul does put the Spartans.
Are they shooting? 1-1? Yep.
He has to hit the front end.
Wow. Goes 18 for 18, but had to come to an end. 18 for 18 in his last game. Spartans are now just 3 of 7 from the line. Bahari up top. And swing it to the corner to Morrow. Ibrahim on him. Tries to drive the baseline. Gets the baseline and puts it up and in. Now you're supposed to shut off the baseline and force him back into the lane where you can get help, but he got the step on Freddie. Freddie tries to return the favor. Ball doesn't go in.
That was a very rushed shot by Freddie. It's not 1-on-1. It's 5-on-5.
Biggest lead of the game, and Ingram off his hands out of bounds.
Blake Morrow is just a little too crafty with the pass. You got to treat that ball like it has value to you. You can't just throw it away.
Ingram had it on his fingertips, but it never got to him cleanly.
I don't think he was expecting it because of the type of pass that was thrown.
Yeah, he lunged for it and went off his fingertips. Spartans down 9. This is the biggest lead of the game for either team. Marcel has a good look. Still won't follow. Bahari across the timeline. Under a minute now, first half.
UT's threatening to be down by double digits. They need to stop here, Jack.
Morrow inside to Young. Up, missed it, fighting for the board, got it back, and I think the foul might be on Marcel Robinson underneath.
I think it is. UT has to secure that first rebound.
I tell you, Young is just a little bit too big and strong for the Tampa players that are on the floor right now.
I concur, Jack.
And he can just have his way trying to get a post-up move. Young nails the free throw.
Gives Eckerd a double-digit lead at 10.
His first free throws of the season. 28-18. 44 seconds to go, first half.
Yeah, with both Shelton and Nick Mirzan out of the game, they've been feeding him in the post with regularity, and he's taking advantage of it.
Pat Bacon, that's going to be another turnover on the Spartans. It hit his foot and bounced away. Spartans say it hit Lahore's foot, but I'm pretty sure it hit Pat Bacon's.
Yeah, Pat has to just be a little more heads up, and that's the thing. Eckerd is a very pesky team. They come at you in a lot of ways, and you always have to be alert when you're playing against this Eckerd team. Now, go ahead, Jeff.
I was just saying, Coach is lobbying his case with the officials. I don't know if they're talking it over, saying, did you see it off the player's foot? I saw it off. I want to make sure we saw it the same way. Spartans in the lineup for Tampa is Malik Tunk, a transfer from Garrett College, a junior college in Maryland. A 6'7", 220-pound junior. Now they're back to talk, and they're giving the ball. I think it's going to stay with Eckerd. Not sure if that's exactly what they were discussing, is who it hit off of. No, they're pointing Tampa's way, so now are they giving Tampa the ball?
It looks like it. That's a lucky break for the Spartans.
So they are concurring, apparently, that it hit the foot of an Eckerd Triton player.
Spartans got to use this shot clock. It's about a 6.9 point.
Tell you what, though, to be honest with you, even though it came out in favor of the Spartans, and I'm not trying to be a homer, that was good officiating that they got together and talked it over.
Right.
No matter which way it would have gone.
Right.
They felt it was worth talking over. What did you see? Here's what I saw. Right. Shot clock to 10. Game clock, 6-second difference. Swings it over to Abraham. He's able to get it. 3 from the corner. Off the rim, no good. 10 seconds to go. McLaurin drives the lane, puts it up and in, and it's going to be a 12-point lead. 2 seconds on the clock. Biffle with the layup, and fouled on the way in with 0.3 of a second to go.
We need these 2 free throws, Jack. Nice sequence of events, but it seems like it favored Eckerd a little more than it did the Spartans.
And I misspoke there. I said 0.3 of a second. There's 0.3 seconds or 3/10. Not 0.3. That's 3/100 of a second, I believe. If you
sounds like we're in math class.
I'm trying to keep my daughter on the straight and narrow with her math, so I don't want to misspeak.
Makai makes the first of 2 free throws.
30-19. Who'd have believed the team that's averaging 95 points a game has to hit a free throw to get 20 at half? And that's it. We've reached halftime, and it is Eckerd 30 and Tampa 20. Low-scoring affair here at the Martinez Center. We'll run through the scoring quickly, and then we'll take a break for halftime. Abraham with 2. Biffle has 5 off the bench. Bacon with 8, but he got most of those in the first 6-7 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Moreno with 2. Shelton with just 1. Does have 6 rebounds. Went out with 3 fouls. Marcel Robinson yet to score, and Marijan with 1 point on a free throw. Spartans shooting just 33%. That's 8 of 24 right now. On the other side, Bahori with 4. Morrow with 2. Young with 9 to lead the scoring. Zabilovicius with 5. McLaurin with 8. And they are not shooting much better than the Spartans, but have a 30-20 lead as they are shooting 35% from the floor. So, DeCarlo, the Spartans will have some work to do, double-digit trailing at halftime, but we're going to step out and come back just a little before the start of the second half. So stay with us. Jack Ike, DeCarlo DeVoe, you're listening to Spartan Basketball on TampaSpartans.tv and the Sunshine State Digital Network.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Turn that down. Turn that up. 1 2 3. All right, ready to get her going here?
And we're back at the Martinez Center. We're getting ready for the second half of play between the Tampa Spartans and the Eckerd Tritons men's basketball, starting the Sunshine State Conference season. And at the half, it is Eckerd 30 and Tampa 20. Much different from what we saw this weekend when the Spartans averaged 95 points a game in 2 overtime wins at the Tampa Classic against a couple teams from Alabama.
Right, yes, very, very different, Jack. I mean, you know, one thing, this is the first conference game that's starting against a very tough conference opponent, which is Eckerd, the crosstown rival. And right now, Eckerd is getting, like it's showing up on the stat sheet, they have a whole lot more hustle points with the offensive rebounds and the steals. But at the same time, Tampa is playing into it by making careless passes. We're not protecting the ball well, and we're not blocking out. We got to play defense, and what has been such a great offensive weapon for us, which is the free throw line, right now we're 2 for 7.
If you look at some of the stats that stand out at this point, the Spartans are 0 for 3, or 0 for 5, I should say, from the three-point line. They have been out-rebounded off for the game 19-13, but on the offensive boards 9-1. Second chance points, Eckerd 9-0. Points in the paint, Eckerd 24-14. Right. Jack Ike, DeColor DeVoe, we're underway. Second half, Eckerd has the ball, heading to our right.
And a quick correction, Jack. We're actually 4 for 10 from the free throw line.
Okay.
40%.
Duke Shelton with a rebound. So the original starting lineup is in. Shelton has 3 fouls. Nick Marijan, the 7-1 transfer from South Alabama, has 2 fouls. So the 2 big men have 5 of the 7 fouls the Spartans committed in the first half. Into Marcel Robinson. Shot blocked.
We're going to have to get Duke going.
Yeah.
He has 1 point after averaging 20 plus.
He had 31 in the last game. Murray owned the inside. And he wasn't afraid to take some basically like free throw line jumpers to the corner. Ingram, good. And it's now 33-20. Biggest lead of the game for the Tritons. Original starters in for the Spartans as well as for Eckerd. Bahori, Ingram, Young, McLaurin, and Zabilovicius. At the Spartan end, it's Shelton with the ball to Ibrahim now with the ball. Looks at a three on the way. Knocks it down.
We finally hit one. That was a key bucket. We really had to score there and stop the bleeding.
Marijan, Bacon, Marcel Robinson in the lineup as well for Tampa. 33-23. First made three-pointer for Tampa today. Driving the lane. Ingram kicks it out. McLaurin, jumper inside the arc. Missed. Zabilovicius has it tipped out of his hand, and it will stay Eckerd's ball.
After that three,
Spartans ball. Take that back.
After that first made three, that brings our total to 1 of 6. Right now we're 16.7%. We really must improve on that in this game and as the season wears on, Jack.
I got used to that percent, 16.7%, because my daughter is into statistics in her class, and if you take a dice or a die, 6 sides on a dice, and one of the questions was, what is the chance you'll roll the number you want? It's 1 of 6. Because there's 6 sides on the die, she had to then figure out the percentage, which was 16.7%.
Wow.
So I got very used to that number, 1 of 6.
I never knew that.
Yep, there's 6 sides on a dice, so if you roll it and say I want it to be a 3, you have a 1 in 6 chance it'll be a 3. Marcel Robinson missing the shot. Other end of the floor comes McLaurin. Give and go to McLaurin, drives the lane, fouled by Pat Bacon.
Now, Freddie Ibrahim, he just hit a 3. He went 1 for 1 in the second half, and then he just shot his second attempt from the three-point range. On his heat check, he shot an air ball. He shot it about 2 feet over the rim.
Well, that's what we call a 24-foot shot from 22 feet away.
Amen. And then off the inbounds play, Marcel Robinson took a shot from three-point range, and he missed that. So now, from three-point range, we're now 1 for 7.
Yep, stats haven't been updated yet, at least on mine.
1 for 8, actually.
Yeah.
And here we go. We're off to a slow start in the second half shooting.
McLaurin knocks down 1 of 2, 34-23. Eckerd by 11. Just 2 minutes into the second half.
We have to get something inside. We have to get some penetration, some high-low action, as Duke and Nick opened up with. And as I say that, we shoot another long three-point jumper.
Marcel missing that one. That immediately gets Mekhi Bithell off the bench. Young inside the arc. No good. Taken away by Ibrahim. So early in the half, they're giving the Spartans opportunities to come back. But nothing's happened. A little runner by Marcel, and just nothing is falling for him right now.
I think he has to concentrate more so on the defensive end, and I think it will help to spark his offense. I think he's really pressing himself to score too much, and it's affecting his total game.
Drive there by Ingram, put the ball off the glass and in. It's 36-23, back to a 13-point lead, biggest lead of the game. Bounce pass inside to Marijan, and finally, Marijan is fouled instead of what has been happening, where he seems to get called.
The two big men, they work very well together. It's a nice post-entry pass from Duke to Nick Marijan, and that post-entry pass was guard-esque. Some of the guards ought to take a page out of Duke's book and pass him the ball in the post the same way he just did with Nick.
Anthony Gamble and Mekhi Bithell into the lineup for the Spartans. Marijan and Robinson out. Spartans inbound. Bacon tries to spin in the lane off the glass. No good. Rebound McLaurin. Corner. Ingram drives. Blocked on the way up by Ibrahim, and he saves it inbounds. Quickly down court to Bithell, to Anthony Gamble. Anthony needs to heat up. He hit 3 in a row. Nice drive by Ibrahim. Can't close the deal, though. Spartans looking for the foul. Nothing called. As I was saying, Anthony Gamble heated up against Alabama Huntsville. Hit 3 big threes in a row. Inside, blocked by Duke Shelton. And Gamble has the ball.
Gamble. Yeah, those threes were very timely, and all of them were needed.
Duke Shelton on the drive, fouled on the way in by Bahori. That'll be just the first foul on Marco.
Playing at home, UT, we're playing aggressive, but sometimes at the wrong moments. We have to put more pressure on the Eckerd defense, of course, by making shots, but we have to put them in positions to where they're in a compromising defensive position. It seems like we're reacting to Eckerd too much when they're on defense, and they're forcing us out of our comfortable offensive spots.
Free throw lows continue, 4 of 11 now. Duke Shelton still sitting on 1 point.
He has to keep his hand up on the follow-through. I mentioned it earlier in the first half.
I know not a great body of work to this point, but 2 games, but he was averaging 24 a game and had 31 and 16 rebounds in the last game. Not as many opportunities, plus he sat, well, only for the last 3 minutes of the half.
But what he's going to have to, really concentrate on is buckling down on the defensive end. The offense will come. He has to touch the ball, but right now we got to dig into this 13-point deficit.
Missed them both. Come back the other way. Inside, nice pass. Laid it over the rim. Abraham comes back the other way. Skip past to Gamble. 3 on the way. Airballed it. Boy, the touch is just not there for anybody for the Spartans right now.
And it seems like the threes, they're wide open, and it seems like they're still rushing their shots.
That's no travel called. Went to the floor, scooped it away. Blake Morrow in the lineup now for Eckerd. Driving in the lane, McLaurin rebounds off the glass and in. The lead is 15.
And another offensive rebound by Eckerd.
38-23.
Eckerd is not doing anything fancy or spectacular. They're just outworking the Spartans right now, and that's not what Coach Schmidt is about. I guarantee that. After playing for him, each year my average increased because of the work ethic that he instilled in me. And if you listen to him and follow the blueprint, it will benefit you, Jack. I promise you that. He knows his basketball.
We're at the under 16 timeout.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Press Box, Tampa's favorite place to watch the big game and have a party. The Press Box, not far from campus, 222 Southdale Mabry.
One of my favorite places as a UT Spartan.
They only have about 40 TVs in that place, it seems like. You can find any game you want.
I'll tell you this, Stevie Wonder will be able to see a game in there.
Spartans come out, trailing now by 15.
This is a very, very key offensive possession for the Spartans. In fact, they all are. But they really need to score here to stop the bleeding. Eckerd is getting layups, and it seems like there's a lid on the basket for us.
Spartans have missed their last 7, have not scored since scoring in the first minute of the second half. Abraham, Biffle, shot clock down to 8. Bacon with the ball up top. Jump shot on the way, knocks it down.
Nice rhythm. He went up. He didn't fade. He didn't fade on the shot. He went up and he knocked it down. Nice mid-range jump shot by Pat Bacon.
Normally Pat would drive, but he was running out of shot clock, so he had to put up the jumper and knocked it down. Bounce pass inside, hit Anthony Gamble's foot as they tried to bounce it through. Goes out of bounds. It will be Eckerd ball, 13 on the shot clock.
Fortunate for the Spartans, that pass didn't get through. The roller actually looked like he may have had a good shot at making a layup.
Yeah.
Right. Everything Eckerd is doing is going towards the basket. They're taking very timely jump shots.
10 now on the shot clock. Bahori looks inside, finds Morrow. He drives the lane, tries to put it up, blocked. Ibrahim to the other end. Dishes to Bacon. Bacon up and in.
Spartans cut the lead to single digits.
And not sure what happened here. I don't know. I was looking the other way. But Bacon and Bahori tangled up shortly after the basket. Bahori is not happy. Pat Bacon walked away from it. They somehow tangled up and both fell to the floor, and both kind of got up in a defensive posture. Pat Bacon then walked away.
Well, the good thing is that I don't think a foul was called. The referees, we'll see what. I think he's calling a technical foul
for
against
talking
Eckerd right now, right?
He gave the mouth motion, so I think it was what Bahori said about the circumstances.
Right. So we need these free throws. It's time anything to get us going right now.
Pat Bacon will go to the line. Misses that one.
How uncharacteristic after he went 18 for 18.
Yeah, he's
last game.
0 for 3 tonight now.
It's just concentration.
Actually, they said 0 for 2. That one fell. 1 for 3 for Pat Bacon.
Right now, our free throw percentage is just 33%. I would prefer that be our 3-point percentage.
Yes. The lead is 10, 38-28. It was 30-20 at half. Spartans get the ball off the technical. Bacon looks to drive, kicks it out to Ibrahim, back, stays in the corner. A lot of time on the shot clock.
He pushed,
goes into Shelton. He did. And they eventually, on the second push, got the foul on Zabelovicius.
I'll tell you this. I know it didn't count, but a real nice finish by Duke Shelton. I wish we could get a replay on that, Jack.
I think if you can do that, you should do it no matter what and when.
He has energy for days, so he set a tone. He's trying to set a tone anyway.
That's already 5 fouls on Eckerd, and we're only 4 minutes into the half, so that is important. Biffle back in the lineup for the Spartans.
Well, what's important also is that as we get them into compromising position with the foul shooting, we have to capitalize on the free throws. At shooting 33%, it doesn't look like we're capitalizing enough.
Jump ball was called. Biffle fell to the ground. Basically an unforced error because he fell to the ground. And the possession arrow said Eckerd.
He just tried to do a little too much off the dribble. He actually put himself in a bad disposition when he went to the defense where he was triple teamed by 3 Eckerd players.
Anthony Gamble into the lineup for the Spartans. Mekhi Biffle out. Coach Schmidt just trying to find someone who can give him a clean game right now. Young. Ingram's going to fire a 3 off the pick and splashes it. 41-28, lead back to 13.
Well, Eckerd is playing so comfortable right now because they're front running. They don't have any pressure right now.
Bacon in the lane, drives, whistle, foul on the floor. Believe it's on Ingram.
Way to be aggressive. One more foul and we're in the bonus. We just got to capitalize.
Now make him pay for it. If they can get back to that 90% shooting from here on in, because, as you said, they're only 1 away from the bonus. Bacon, jumper from the corner, knocks another one down. Almost the same spot. He hit one about 2 minutes ago.
He went straight up and down. Don't fade. There's no one to block your jump shot. You don't have to fade.
41-30, lead is 11. Young hands it off to Ingram. Looks to drive. I think they get Bacon for the call. That'll be 2.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a foul right there.
Not really. Not really, just basketball contact more than anything.
Yeah, I think sometimes, maybe he hadn't blown his whistle in quite some time. He just had to make sure he makes an appearance.
Ingram back top of the key. McLaurin, he plows into Gamble. Nothing called. Morrow then, or not Morrow, I take that back. Bianco, I should say, with the 3.
Very timely shot for Eckerd and untimely for UT.
Spartans come back.
Bacon with another mid-range jump shot. UT has to get some stops. We can't trade buckets right here, Jack.
Exactly. 44-32. Egram up top. Duke Shelton's got to get away, find his man, and not cost him foul. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be Tampa's ball.
Sometimes, Jack, with defense, it's as simple as this. If I'm not scoring, why should I let my opponent score? That's as simple as it is sometimes. And so you have to have the desire to stop someone from doing what you're not doing. That's it. That's mainly what defense is to me. If there's a lid on the bucket for me, I'm going to make sure it's a lid on the bucket for the other person. Because why should I have the pain and they have the glory?
There you go. Some more sponsors as we're at the under.
So, Audrey, such a nice day. So warm today.
It's so beautiful.
So how are your classes going?
Good. You ready for the test?
Aiming for C++, but I think I got it.
I can't believe what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm picking 7.
7 is
Man.
Let me ask you. I got to turn the mic down. 22. Does that look like Bianco or Blanco? No, Bianco. With an I? Because I couldn't tell looking at that one. Sometimes those little letters screw me up.
Spartans come out of the huddle. Ibrahim, Bacon, Gamble, Biffle, Shelton. Spartans down 12. They got 55.
Have a chance to cut it to 10 or single digits with the 3.
As they cross the timeline, referee blows the whistle. Oh, shot clock never started. Game clock never started. Suspended in time right now. The last 10 seconds did not happen.
We got to get something going. We got to give the crowd a reason to cheer. It's a very quiet house right now. There's very little emotion. We need, as John Gruden says, a splash play.
Yeah. Again, they inbounded it, and the clock did not start. No, it did. It ticked off a second. I guess they're testing it.
What Tampa has allowed Eckerd to do, which is to Eckerd's credit, is they're allowing Eckerd to control the tempo totally. Eckerd established a 5-point lead. The 5-point lead was 10 by the half, and now they're just protecting their lead. What Tampa has to do, we have to cut into that. We're at home. It's like letting someone come into your living room, Jack, grab the remote control out of your hand, and just change the TV to any channel they want.
That shouldn't happen.
No.
Turnover, though, by Tampa. Tampa needs stops and needs to make a run. Inside to Young, and he lays it in.
His last name is Young, but it's getting kind of old seeing him just
getting
score
tired of that, huh?
Right.
He has 11. McLaurin leading them with 13. The lead is 14. This is the biggest lead of the game. Nope, they had a 15-point lead earlier. And off the miss, Bianco with the rebound. Apologize, I thought it was Blanco. My eyes were not giving me the... I was misseeing. Young backing in on Shelton. Shelton tries to go straight up. Nice job on the defensive end by Duke Shelton. Did not get called for a foul and alter the shot. Biffle looks, turns the corner, kicks it out off of Bianco.
He's actually fortunate that the Eckerd player tipped the ball because Gamble was in the corner and he was about to throw it out to the wing.
He was out throwing it to us.
Come on, UT Spartans. Let's go. Spartan pride.
Back into the lineup is Zabilovicius and Bahori. Bounce pass into Shelton. Shelton with the move. Left foot up and it won't fall, but he'll go to the line.
He needs to make these 2 free throws to really get himself going. And one right there would have been very nice. We need an emotional lift right now.
Spartans need that spark. Not yet. Off the front of the rim.
He has the a little deeper knee bend. He's shooting his free throws standing straight up like 6 o'clock.
Hits that one. I guess it's contagious. They were automatically on fire on Sunday, but now having trouble getting it over the rim on Wednesday.
They look very lethargic. And with this being the first conference game of the season at home, this is a game, it should be easy to get up for this.
Anthony Gamble went up to save the ball from going out of bounds, but came down out of bounds. And it will be Eckerd ball.
Tough break for the Spartans. Even when they make a nice hustle play, it goes right back to Eckerd.
Spartans have been out-rebounded 39-22 this evening.
That wasn't even the rebounding margin against the Florida Gators, who had a 6'10 across the board on the front line.
Yeah.
So they're just being out-hustled right now tonight.
Tipped away. Bahori gets it. Shot clock still counting down to 10. Kicks it out. Bianco. Ingram, top of the key. Missing. Right into the hands of Bahori, who takes it out for a new shot clock. That is the 12th offensive rebound of the day for Eckerd. 2 for Tampa.
And the 40th rebound for the Tridents.
And the 40th rebound of 22 for Tampa. And McCorn, just a little baby jump hook on the baseline. And it's 48-33. Biggest lead of the game. Equals the biggest lead of the game.
Tampa really has to get something going right now. And they need stops. You can play defense for 28 seconds. But if you don't get that rebound and secure it, it's just like a turnover.
Yep, yeah, it is. Eckerd back at the other end. Less than 10 minutes to go in the game. And a foul called on Biffle on the entry pass to McCorn. Biffle's first foul of the game. Alberto Moreno coming in. Marcel Robinson coming in.
Right now, Eckerd is playing at a very high comfort level because they're being allowed to control the game in every facet.
Bahori off the inbound, right inside, and laying it up and in is Zabilovicius. A little bit too easy on the inbound in the bucket. 17-point lead.
The game is getting out of reach. It's not impossible to win, but it's getting highly improbable.
Another turnover. Bahori to the other end, lays it in. It's a 19-point lead. Wheels are coming off right now for the Spartans. And Richard Schmidt wants a timeout. (52-33), 8:38 to go in the game. Eckerd leading Tampa. Bay Harbor Hotel is located at 7700 West Courtney Campbell Causeway in Tampa. It offers a discount rate to all UT supporters and guests. The Bay Harbor Hotel on the Courtney Campbell Causeway. And give it up to the Spartan team physicians of Florida Orthopedic Institute, Florida's largest orthopedic group. That's Dr. Selman and Gasser. Their sports medicine team keeps our players active and safe on and off the field. Visit their ortho urgent care just minutes away in South Tampa. And Sodexo University Dining Services allows you to choose from 27 dining stations. They serve breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night, and snacks. It's the official concessionaire of UT Athletics. Sodexo Campus Dining. Visit the UT website and check dining services for a variety and hours.
And one thing as UT comes out of this timeout, they have to do something. They have to show some Spartan pride, because this is not Coach Schmidt's style. He's a winner. He's one of the most winningest coach NCAA in any division. He prides himself and predicates himself on teaching how to win, and right now it's not being shown by the Spartan players.
Moreno on the floor, Shelton, Ibrahim, Marcel Robinson, Pat Bacon. Young, McLaurin, Zabilidicious, Bahori, and Ingram for Eckerd. Inside, Shelton with a fadeaway off the front of the rim. And a 2-on-1 fast break. Ingram drives and scores. 21-point lead, 54-33. Robinson looks to drive the lane, dishes off to Shelton, fakes once, puts it up, spins it the wrong way, into the hands of Pat Bacon, off the glass, and rebound Young, but says the Spartans hit it out of his hands, and it will be Eckerd's ball.
This game is turning into one of those games that, you can't wait until it's over.
Morrow back in the lineup. He has the ball for Eckerd, guarded by Moreno. Spartans going with a double team. And he gets the ball, but he traveled first. He got the ball to Zabilidicious, but on the way, took a couple steps to get there. We've reached the under 8 timeout, 7:53 to go. Now 54-33, Eckerd. Sailport Waterfront Suites in Tampa. Tampa's only all-waterfront, all-suite resort, located on beautiful Rocky Point Island, just minutes from UT. And the Outpost, located at the edge of campus on Kennedy. The Outpost offers an affordable classic menu. If you're a loyal Tampa sports fan, come post up at the Outpost. For generations, Krispy Kreme has been serving delicious donuts and coffee. Visit our nearest Krispy Kreme on West Kennedy. Krispy Kreme serving hot donuts right now. Spartans shooting just 26% this half.
Maybe some of the players went to Krispy Kreme for their pregame meal.
That might be what's slowing them down right now, unfortunately.
I'll tell you this, though, there are some good donuts.
No, they are.
Disrespect the Dunkin' Donuts, but hey, if I had a choice between, if I could have one donut right now, it would be a Krispy Kreme. Give me the white cream fill, Jack. Now, right now, the UT Spartan players have to show some pride, and they have to close this game out as best they can. They have to cut. They have to cut into this lead.
8 points or 8 minutes to go, and another turnover. Just whatever can go wrong will go wrong. I believe that's Murphy's Law. Morrow, guarded by Moreno. Drives the lane, kicks it out to Bahori. McLaurin on Bacon, puts up a jumper inside the arc off the rim. Shelton with the rebound, his 9th board.
He'll probably get to double-figure rebounds.
Pat Bacon can't get it to go up. Bahori to the other end, finds Morrow, goes up on Shelton. Shelton swats it away.
Duke is showing some passion on the defensive end. We just need to get a score.
Ball, boy, just pinballing around now. McLaurin up and dunks. That young man took that opportunity to catch his breath after that, as they've been racing up and down. Ibrahim on the lob from Bacon, puts it in. 56-33. Eckerd in total control of this game with 6.5 minutes to go.
We seem to be scoring like one bucket every 2 minutes. If we continue at that rate, we won't even make it to 50 points.
Nope. Well, the competition stepped up after the weekend. There's Young on a drive and in.
Eckerd right now is getting any and everything that they want.
They are 11 for 23 this half, while the Spartans are 6 of 21.
Did you just say 6 of 21?
Yes.
Wow. Is it a culmination of Eckerd's defense, or the poor offensive execution by the players?
Some of the passes are getting to their mark, but it's like they're not possessing the ball. It's getting slapped out of their hands. Franz Pinard coming into the lineup for Tampa for Marcel Robinson. Not what we expected. We weren't sure what the quality of competition was with Alabama, Huntsville, and North Alabama. Seemed pretty good.
Both of those teams were good teams, very talented teams. It's just that when you face that familiar opponent, it's almost like that to be continued. For Eckerd playing in Tampa, it's not a home game, but they're so comfortable here that if you don't come out and make them uncomfortable, they're going to cruise.
And they are. Out of bounds, it'll be Tampa's ball. Actually, no, there's a foul called before it could go out of bounds. So we'll come back to the other line. That is the 9th team foul on Eckerd. Pat Bacon will shoot 1-1. Spartans just 8 of 18 from the free throw line.
It's almost like we forgot how to play. What we did this past weekend, I don't see too much of it in this game tonight.
Interestingly, Pat Bacon has quietly hit the 20-point mark. He has more than half of Tampa's points.
Yeah, and Duke,
Duke has 2 free throws. Bacon hits both. Has 21 now. Bianco with a 3. Drains it. Spartans come back to the other end, 61-39. Bacon off the glass, no good. Duke Shelton chases it down, saves it to Moreno. Moreno into Bacon. Step back 3 off the front of the rim, no good.
We got to be very selective on our three-point shots, especially being down by 22 points.
Tampa now 1 of 10 from 3 points. Bianco, or Morrow I should say, missing that one. Shelton boards. Under 5 minutes to go in the game. Ibrahim with a 3, halfway down, comes out.
But I don't think the three-pointer right now is the best shot for us to take, especially being down by 22 points. We got to get some stuff going to the basket, get foul, get the clock stopped, score points, and try to work hard. Not just come down and shoot threes, and it's hit or miss. We miss. Eckerd has the ball again.
Spartans did make a substitution there. It was number 32, Brendan Baker, coming in the lineup. He is a freshman from Louisville, Texas, getting his first action of the regular season. He played up at Florida. And in the lineup for Eckerd now is number 21, Gianni Daly, a junior from Phoenix, Arizona.
I think at the scorers table also, I think I seen 0 Tyler Wilson from the Spartans, also a freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina. Yep, he's actually on the court. He missed the scrimmage game against the Gators, due to ankle injury. But this is the first time I'm going to see him on the court in action.
Tyler Wilson in the lineup for Tampa. And that's a travel by the freshman just into the lineup, Connor Jenkins, freshman from Fort Myers.
I was about to hand him your backpack, Jack, because he looked like he was traveling, right?
Doing a little cross-country trip. Bacon is fouled on the drive, and the foul is on the aforementioned Gianni Daly.
Tampa has to close this game out and take something from this game to go into the next game. Right now they don't have much to take, but
And the next game is on the road at Nova Southeastern.
Another conference game.
And Pat's now getting that free throw eye back. He's 6 of 8 on the afternoon. I think he missed his first 2 or 2 of his first 3.
Yeah, he's been the brightest light for the Spartans tonight. Duke is, he's rebounded the ball well because he has 11 boards. But, tonight he's 0 for 5 from the field and 2 for 6 from the line. He struggled tonight offensively.
Top of the key, swinging around to Daly. And a nice block by the Spartans on Connor Jenkins. To the other end, Bacon hits the 3. 61-44. Just under 4 minutes to go. Spartans now full court press. Now they back off it a little, and walking across the timeline is Daly. Foul called on the pick, I believe.
The Spartans have 5 blocks to Eckerd's 4 blocks. I think Duke Shelton has 4 of those 5 blocks.
Yeah, easily.
So he's despite his poor offensive performance, he's giving it up on the defensive end.
He's trying to play both ends of the floor. This is the under 4 timeout, the last official timeout of the game. Krispy Kreme for generations has been serving delicious donuts and coffee. Visit the nearest Krispy Kreme. It's on West Kennedy, just a short drive from here. Krispy Kreme serving hot donuts right now. And the DoubleTree by Hilton, Tampa Airport, West Shore. Book a beautiful room or suite at our newly renovated Tampa DoubleTree Hotel on Cypress, just minutes from the campus. And Buffalo Wild Wings is not whether you win or lose, it's where you celebrate the game. Buffalo Wild Wings, located at 1625 East 7th Avenue in Ybor City. Happy to welcome UT fans after the game.
Well, I'll tell you this. I know they say it's not whether you win or lose. Hey, to me, I'm not celebrating anything if I lost.
Yep.
I got to win. I'm sorry.
Yep. Spartans bring out Moreno, Shelton, Wilson, Baker, and Bacon. So some meaningful minutes for Wilson and Baker, even though they would not be in the game if it was 4 minutes to go in a tightly contested game.
Right. Well, right now you could say they're auditioning for more playing time in the future.
They're getting a chance to show what they've got. Pat Bacon fouled on his way, driving the lane, will go back to the line.
Right.
He's up to 26 points now.
Wow.
He had 8 at halftime.
Well, Brendan Baker, his dad actually attended University of Tampa.
I saw him here earlier, too.
His dad's name is Steve Baker. He was a guard that actually played for Coach Schmidt in the late 80s.
So he got out of town before you arrived, huh? He knew the shots would be limited?
No, he preceded me by about 2 to 3 years.
Okay. Pat Bacon on the line. 27 points now. That's his average is 28.5 because he had 27 and 31. So Pat Bacon.
I have to give credit to Pat because that Florida scrimmage, he didn't play so well, but each game after that, he's greatly improved.
He has.
Game after game.
Baker with the foul, as Young with the layup.
Good hustle by Baker. I understand he's scrapping, but what he has to do, you can't give up the bucket right there. You got to put him at the line for 2 or let it go. You can't give him the extra free throw.
Off the miss free throw, McLaurin recovers it though for Eckerd. Swinging it around, handoff to Morrow. 15 on the shot clock, a lot of time. Surveys the field. 10 on the shot clock now. Still trying to get a play. Top of the key, Bahori, 2 on the shot clock, on the way. Airballed it. Hit the net, but the wrong side of the net.
I think that was the best defensive rotation I've seen for the Spartans tonight. Unfortunately, they're still down double digits.
They're down by 17, under 3 minutes to go. Moreno, top of the key, looks to drive. Puts up a runner off the rim, no good. Shelton rebounds. Double pumps, puts it up and gets fouled.
Good hustle, Duke. He's not quitting. He's not a quitter. I don't think he has quit in his heart.
He has a double-digit rebounds in every game he's played this year. Has managed to not commit a foul this half. Had 3, picking up 2 late fouls in the first half. Had 3 at halftime, but has not committed a foul and has still made his presence known on the defensive end.
Right. The good thing about that, he didn't hide defensively, as you just said. He put himself out there. He competed. He challenged, and he just was able to not pick up 2 fouls.
Hit the first free throw. Hard to believe, though, that Duke Shelton's line for the day scoring would be 3 free throws.
After the dominating performances in the prior 3 games, yes. If you told me that, I would tell you were lying, Jack.
Well, I am, because he's 4 free throws. But only free throws.
He hasn't had a bucket tonight.
0 for 5 from the field. Hasn't looked for the shot like he has earlier. I don't know if it says not getting the opportunities or what, but 2.5 minutes to go. Kick to the corner. Ingram misses it. Fighting for it is Bahori. McCorn gets it. Another offensive rebound and a foul on Tyler Wilson.
What's tough is that even though, UT, they're fighting, but they're at such a deficit that it seems like every fight they fight, they're losing right now.
.2:15 to play. Bahori with the ball off the inbounds. They're just content to pound the dribble for a few seconds. And ball bounces away. Tyler Wilson tosses it to Ibrahim. Moreno, it's still on the floor, and he comes out of the pack with it. Dishes off to Baker. Bounce pass to Bacon.
Good
Bacon
pass.
with the 3. Off the rim, no good. Tries to get the rebound. Picked up by Young. And he gets a timeout.
No, I think
foul?
Yeah, Pat Bacon committed a foul trying to scramble back to get the rebound from Young on the floor.
It is a foul on Pat Bacon, his 3rd. Tampa's 6th of the game, 6th of the half. And a couple more substitutions coming up. Franz Bernard coming in. And also for the Spartans is number 23, Malik Tunk, the junior from France.
Well, I'll tell you this, Jack. Tampa's going to have to, wash this from their memory very quickly because they have a road conference game in a few days.
Minute and a half to go. Spin dribble, McCorn off the glass, no good. Rebound, Tunk. Comes out of it to Alberto Moreno. To the corner, Brendan Baker had it blocked on the way up. Across the timeline goes Ingram. Guarded by Tyler Wilson. Bounce pass. Jenkins lays it in. 1 minute left in the game, 65-48. Wilson's going to drive, not going to give up, and gets fouled on the way in. Freshman fouling freshman.
He'll have 2 attempts from the line, Jack.
These will be Tyler Wilson's first shots of his career in Tampa. And they are free throws. Form looks good, and he knocks it down.
Good shot. Spoke with his dad briefly after the game Sunday. Very good people.
54 seconds left in the game. 30-20 at halftime. Eckerd had the lead. They ballooned it up to 23. Spartans nibbled away, but didn't make a huge dent. And once again, the clock not running.
Right.
So they blew the whistle.
And once again, it hasn't been the Spartans' night, because off the Tyler Wilson missed second free throw, Tunk actually got the offensive rebound, but he dribbled it and right into the hands of an Eckerd player. Just hasn't been UT's night. But believe you me, they'll have many more good nights.
Eckerd will inbound the ball right in front of the Spartan bench. Still looking. Does get it in. Clock does run. Bianco. That's Morrow across the timeline. 40 seconds to go. Ingram scoops, misses, gets the rebound to Jenkins. Jump ball is called. Possession arrow to Tampa.
And Eckerd with 33.4 seconds, another offensive rebound, almost got him. Luckily he was tied up, but they're not fighting, they're not quitting, they're fighting for everything despite the lead.
51 rebounds to 36 for Tampa. Moreno missing badly on a three with 22 seconds to go.
Possibly was an ill-advised shot. I'm sure you'll hear about that.
Looking to get a three late in the game. No shot clock to worry about, so they're just going to hold it with 10 seconds to go. Eckerd is going to come away with the win. 65-49 will be the final score. And there's the final buzzer. We've reached the end of the game. A tough one for the Spartans. Just never, ever got in the flow of this game.
No, they did not, Jack.
Went down early, trailed by 10 at half. Went down by 23 at one point, and ended up losing by 16. Here's some quick stats on the game. Wilson with 1 point. Moreno with 2. Shelton 4. Duke Shelton 4 points off of 4 free throws. Ibrahim 7. Pat Bacon 28. Another big game. He had more than half of his team's points tonight. Marijan with 1, just a free throw. So your two big men, 5 points, all on free throws tonight. Moreno with 2, Biffle with 6. To round out the scoring, Spartan shot only 29% from the floor. On the other side, Bahori with 6, Ingram 10, Zabilivicius 7, McLaurin 17, Young 15, Morrow 5, Bianco with 3, and Jenkins with 2. Eckerd shot 42% from the field to pick up the win. 2-1 now are the Spartans. 0-1, I should say, 0-1 in the Sunshine State Conference, and Eckerd goes to 3-0 on the season and 1-0 in the Sunshine State Conference. Next up for the Spartans, a road trip to Nova Southeastern. Our next broadcast for the Spartans men will not be until December, as the Spartans are on the road. Our next home game will be Saturday, December 2nd against Lynn. Next up for Eckerd will be a game on the road against Berry. So I guess since we're not on until December, have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and thanks for joining us.
Gobble, gobble. Happy Turkey Day.
All right, for Dakota DeVoe, this is Jack Ike saying thanks for joining us, and join us again for Tampa men's basketball after Thanksgiving. See you then, everybody.